Students, all of you take page number 161 and read this page and identify the difficult words. Hope you all read the text, and now I'll give you a model reading. All of you listen attentively. That herb is given when your nose bleeds, says Terenti, pointing to a woolly looking flower. It does good. They crossed the railway line and, going down from the embankment, walked towards the river. They walked not with any object, but just at random, and talked all the way. Danilka asks questions, Terenti answers them. Terenti answers all his questions, and there is no secret in nature which baffles him. He knows everything. Thus, for example, he knows the names of all the wild flowers, animals, and stones. He knows what herbs cure diseases. He has no difficulty in telling the age of a horse or a cow. Looking at the sunset, at the moon, or the birds, he can tell what sort of weather it will be next day. And indeed, it is not only Terenti who is so wise. Silanti Silech, the innkeeper, the market gardener, the shepherd, and all the villagers, generally speaking, know as much as he does. These people have learned not from books, but in the fields, in the wood, on the river bank. Their teachers have been the birds themselves when they sang to them, the sun when it left a glow of crimson behind it at setting, the very trees and wild herbs. The two of them, the cobbler and the boy, walk about the fields, talk unceasingly, and are not weary. They could wander about the world endlessly. They walk, and in their talk of the beauty of the earth, do not notice the frail little girl tripping after them. Towards midday, all three sit down on the river bank. Danilka takes out of his bag a piece of bread, soaked and reduced to a mash, and they begin to eat. Students, hope you all identified the difficult words. Am I right? Now let's discuss that new words and their meanings. Embankment means wall of earth to keep water back. Innkeeper, a person who runs an inn. Shepherd, one who directs sheep. Unceasingly means continuously. Frail, weak and delicate. Tripping means walking lightly. Mash, any soft pulpy mixture. Students, did you understand the meanings of the difficult words? Okay, now I'll give you the explanation. Listen attentively. Students, here Terenti introduces a woolly looking flower and tells that it cures the bleeding from nose. On the way, Danilka asked so many questions and Terenti gave answers to all the questions. So there is no secret in nature which confuses him. Terenti knows everything in the nature. Why does the author say so? Yes, Terenti knows the name of all the wild flowers, animals, and stones. He knows what herbs cure diseases. He has no difficulty in telling the age of a horse or a cow. Looking at the sunset, the moon, or the birds, he could tell what sort of weather it would be the next day. So the author says that he knows everything. These people have learned not from books. How did they learn then? They learned everything from nature, from the fields, woods, river banks, birds, the sun, etc. The cobbler Terenti and the boy walked together and didn't feel tiredness. But Fiokla felt tiredness. Towards midday, Fiokla, Terenti, and Danilka sat down on the river bank. Danilka took a piece of bread from his bag and ate it. Hope you all understood the explanation of this page. Now all of you take page number 162 and read it and find out the difficult words also. Students, hope you all read the text. Am I right? Okay, now I'll give you a model reading. Terenti says a prayer when he has eaten the bread, then stretches himself on the sandy bank and falls asleep. While he is asleep, the boy gazes at the water, pondering. He has many different things to think of. He has just seen the storm, the bees, the ants. Only towards the evening our wanderers return to the village. The children go for the night to a deserted barn. The boy does not sleep. He gazes into the darkness, and it seems to him that he is seeing all that he has seen in the day. The storm clouds, the bright sunshine, the birds, the fish, lanky Terenti. He longs to tell someone all that is haunting him now, but there is no one to tell. Fiokla is too little and could not understand. I'll tell Terenti tomorrow, thinks the boy. The children fall asleep thinking of the homeless cobbler, and in the night, Terenti comes to them and puts bread under their heads. And no one sees his love. It is seen only by the moon, which floats in the sky and peeps caressingly through the holes in the wall of the deserted barn. Students, now shall we discuss the new words and their meanings? Okay, let's go. Sandy bank means bank of river. Ponder means think deeply. Barn, a large farm building for storing grain. Lanky means thin and tall. Caressingly meaning is lovingly. Hope you all understood the meanings of the difficult words. Am I right? Now it's time for the explanation. All of you listen carefully. Terenti says a prayer when he eaten the bread and he fell asleep. But the boy was thinking about something. All three went to a deserted barn after the children spent a day with the old man. Terenti shows sincerity and love for the two orphan children. Terenti comes back later and puts bread under their heads and prayed for them while they are asleep. In this way, Terenti tries to make the lives of Fiokla and Danilka a little better than his own. Did you understand the explanation? Okay. Students, in page number 162, there is an activity. All of you read it. The following is the summary of the story A Day in the Country. Some parts of it are missing. Complete it. Students, so the summary is not completed. So you have to complete the summary yourself. And you are also asked to retell the story in your own way. So it is a project work for you. Do it in your project book. Students, so we completed the lesson A Day in the Country. All of you read this story very well. We will meet in the next class with the new unit, Share and Care. See you in the next class. Thank you, dear children.